Okay, Patrick, quick socialise, let's stop this bag.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah, also.
yeah. By what route?
And how are your opinion about that?
It's beautiful, isn't it?
And he's gagging for a cool, as he says. We didn't even bother lighting the stove this morning.
The stove was buried under the snow.
And the water was an ice block, so we just got going.
We dumped quite a lot of the gear at our bivvy spot and started on Mr. Lafayelle's route. And the first pitch was supposed to be 5+, which is quite an easy free climbing pitch.
In the summer.
In the summer. So I headed off at that.
It's not very good rock climbing weather, is it really?
It's a bit nippy. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So we've got a dodgy block.
You've got a dodgy block, yeah.
We've got a dodgy wire
Which is
hanging off.
14 stone on it at the moment. I mean, 10 and a half.
Dodgy wire. And we've also got
A lovely toucan.
a nice peg. This is what you don't see on the films.
No.
Superstars having to put the rock boots on.
I'm kind of hoping to be able to get... I've got 2 pairs of socks and a pair of Vapor Barrier liners on. And I'm hoping to get them inside these little boots.
Lovely clean socks. Your mother would be so proud if she sees this video.
That's right. We'll make the most of this vid. Because they won't be in a bit.
They're covered in blood soon, you know. Blood, nails, warts, verrucas. Have you brought your verruca socks?
No, I seem to have forgotten those. I've forgotten the axe, haven't I?
Have they send it up?
I'll zip up the axe.
Okay, let's tie a knot in the rope. It's locked off, so.
I headed off at that, and it was quite exciting, but doable for about 70 foot. And then it got completely blank. And
Well, you were climbing it with like rock boots and an ice axe. So you were like ice climbing and smearing and
at the same time.
See where you go.
It was really interesting climbing, actually. It was nice to get going on the route, and it was nice to feel like you were sort of getting into the meat of the route. But unfortunately, that ended fairly quickly because at 70 foot, it just came across this blank spot, and I couldn't do the climbing there. There wasn't much protection, and it seemed really, really hard, much harder than the topo had suggested. So tried off to the right and climbed almost till dark, and it was quite exciting. Quite run out, and eventually found a bolt which you'd clip the rope to, lowered down, and that was the end of the first day.
went to bed and woke up in the morning to like snow falling down. It started snowing in the night, and Ian didn't have a bivvy bag, so we had to like drape loads of clothes over the top of him. And so we walked. It was a horrible night, like snow was falling on us because we just slept in the open, and it's pretty cold, but not too bad. And anyway, in the morning, I heard these French voices, you know, like "Hi, hi," like "Hello there," and you know, someone selling something, and I was like, Ian, there's someone out there, and I started getting all my gear on, and I could see where all our gear was at the bottom of the wall, and for some reason I thought they were like stealing it or something. Jumped up and I put my clothes on. I was going to go over there with my ice sack and say, "Hey, yeah, what are you doing? Get off our stuff." Anyway, but they actually guys came across where we were, and they were really nice, really. And said like, "Oh, where are you going? And what route are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to do this Lafayette route over here." And you know, how many days? And they said, "Oh, we've got 14 days food with us." I said, 12 hours? 12 hours? I said, "No, 14 days." And they were like, 14 days? and then they sort of scooted down to...
Because they tried a route, didn't they? They tried the American Direct, which is the classic hard route on there. But because of the snow, they were running away. We met a few people that ran.
Yeah, not as Brits, we stayed there. Stayed through thick and thin.
Foolish. we were pretty confused from the previous day, and we had this topo, which was a printout off Andy's computer with half the colours of the inks didn't work, so you couldn't really. There was just this kind of vague lime green blob over a dark green bit of rock.
And the ink started running as well.
It was all kind of decomposing topo, but it didn't seem to be very accurate anyway. But we wanted to find out at least where it went. So I ended up swinging around on a rope for quite a while, penduluming around, and did a little bit more free climbing, but still couldn't really work it out.
Never mind. We lost one battle. Pardon?
Start again.
Lost one battle, but we've got the water win yet. How do you feel?
A bit pissed off, actually. Yeah, it just seems like we wasted a fair amount of time on one pitch, and I don't know. Still no nearer to knowing exactly where it went actually.
Never mind. We're on our holidays after all.
Yeah. So we kind of had a bit of a powwow.
Yeah, because you can really like beat yourself into the ground trying to do something, and there's no route there.
Yeah.
And like you could be heading for some abseil anchors, and you could maybe do like 8B climbing to get to some anchor. Doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it felt like 8B.
You know, it looked at it from where I was. So we came back to the ground. We decided to just like head up another route, any route really.
Okay, well we're round at the beginning of our new first pitch. Couldn't make head and tail of what was going on around there. Just ending up at bolts in the middle of blank walls, which would make really nice summer extreme rock climbing routes, but in the middle of winter that wasn't going to happen. So we're around at the American Direct, which joins up with the route that we wanted to do in about 6 pitches, and since the pitches at the beginning of ours were meant to be easy, we're not missing too much, we hope, and we'll still be there for the Andy's big A5 lead. So anyway, just grab my bits and then we'll be off.
To the big snow ledge, which is the sort of third height, and from there we could traverse to his route.
Yeah. Okay. Pitch 3. Day 45. You're an ice Jedi. Have you worked out which way you're going yet?
Nah. The snow rat.
Yeah.
And have a look.
Yeah.
And we started traversing across this snow terrace, and we'd like haul the whole bag up halfway, and then like swing it across, and then we kept swinging it across, and it was really hard work to get this big. We had basically this huge whole bag, 150 litres, the small whole bag, and the portaledge attached to it. And we're swinging it across and across and across and across, and we get to the base of the route, we're at the route proper, and we're literally like 10 feet.
Yeah, we'd done all this work basically, and we'd finally got back on track onto the Lafayette route.
And just like about 3 seconds was silence, and then it just went and hit the ground. And I looked across at Ian was traversing across the snow slope, and looked across at him, and he looked, his face had no emotion whatsoever, but you could just tell he was about to start crying. And all I could say was, "Don't worry, Ian. You know, I've got. It's not as bad as it seems."
It's not as bad as it looks, he said. And I was thinking, I've just seen the whole contents of our expedition just fall 300 metres over the edge after 3 days of incredibly hard work getting to that point. Yeah, I think we had about an hour till pitch black, and so we just quickly picked up the essentials like the stove, and then tried to find a way off. And the thing is, it had taken us 3 days to get up there, so I was thinking, here we go, it's a through the night epic to get back down and find what's left of our sleeping bags. I kind of had visions of the sleeping bags all torn into bits and scattered all over the glacier. But in fact, it was quite rapid down, wasn't it? It's probably about an hour.
Yeah, because I remember there's an easy route around the side, so we just started traversing across this snow slope, and the snow was really spooky. It was like ice and rocky slabs with snow over the top, so you'd be climbing across and it'd be sort of scratchy, and you think you could, and if one of us fell, we'd both fall off this thing. But you just had to trust no one was going to fall, really. Anyway, we just kept traversing and traversing and traversing, and to where I thought there was a gully. And we got to this gully, and it was where I thought it was, and we looked over the top, and this like nice, easy way down, really, 3 abseils. And we abseiled down there, got to the glacier, and got to round to the bottom in the dark, and found the bags, and the bags had gone quite a long way down the glacier, and the whole bag, the portal edge looked intact. It was all just laying in the snow. So Ian took that one back to the bit where we were going to sleep, and I walked back further down and got the whole bag, and checked the whole bag, and everything was okay. I could smell food coming out of it, and they looked at the video camera. The video camera was broken, sort of broken, and to carry it. And the worst thing was having to carry it all the way back up, up this glacier. It was like, I felt so tired. Yeah. And when we got up there, the idea was that we could then, if everything was okay, we'd just go straight back up on the route again and carry on climbing. But when we started putting the portal edge together, see if it still worked, and it had loads of dints in it everywhere. They seemed to be working, and all the bits fitted together until I got to one bit where there's a hole you have to slide the metal into, and it was all dinted. So I got a knife, got a peg, and started like chipping away with this peg and getting rid of all the bears and the dints. And finally got rid of them after about half an hour. It fit together really well. Then I looked at the other end of it. It was totally smashed in. So there's no way it was going to go back together again. Yeah. And that was when I realised we had to sort of come back down and try and get another portal edge probably. Yeah.
Certain pitches on it we're really interested in. And there's an A5 pitch, and it's potentially the only A5 pitch in the Alps, and one of the very few in Europe and in the world. And so it'll be really interesting to find out about that pitch, whether we get to the top or not. I think almost that's a reason for going back on the route.
And we've had so many points in this climb where we could have called it quits because it was too hard work, or it's just like so much hassle and hard work put into it. Never put so much effort into anything, I don't think. And so it feels like we have to do it really. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Should I kiss him?
The cunts.
We've had a lot of man love up there actually.
Big hugging session.
Now I woke up in the night and I brushed all the snow off his sleeping bag. He was like, "What are you doing?" So you got lots of snow in your sleeping bag.
Yeah, but I didn't have like a mound here, did I?
I tried to lick it off. All the ice.
Are we all switched on?
And ready to go. Are you filming our most intimate moments?